angles really opens up some creative choices when you're using that.
Yeah,
especially
absolutely.
on a champion that doesn't normally have a dash.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you can have things like a ward, expecting that one ward is going to cover all your angles, and then they flash over wall, they wrap around behind you. Can be very, very difficult. Here comes Santorin, expecting that he will look towards this bot lane play. Only 3 plates remaining on that bot tower. You can see XU is in the area. Bjergsen looking to get aggressive, though.
Oh, Blue. He's got to be careful about this one, man. Bjergsen is on the hunt. Oh. Blue, he even wastes the flash. Bjergsen dominant in mid lane.
Bjergsen, the 200th solo kill of his LCS career. The GOAT flexing on him here.
Makes it look pretty simple when he can just walk
Hex
up and kill him like
here we
that.
go.
But here it is. Hex flash over the wall, immediate handshake, but without any turret aggro, it's just like, okay, we'll just walk back out.
Yeah. Hey, just showcasing that he could have gone for a gank there.
Exactly. It's just letting him know, put the fear in him a little bit.
I'm surprised he doesn't drop the Herald. He's just going to actually elect to reset here. So
yeah.
I guess they decided if they can't get the full tower, it's not going to be worth just dropping it. So I think they were looking to see if they could find an angle to get a kill into that Herald and then take that full tower. But off the reset, Dignitas here may actually start up the Dragon. They're not going to elect to. Remember, it is obviously a lot tankier with these recent updates, so not feeling like they can actually burn this one down. We can watch this one more time. Bjergsen finding the angle, clean shuffle, straight in onto Blue, sidesteps the seismic shove there as the Ignite comes out, and Blue flashing, but he had him with the last auto. Perfect play there from Bjergsen.
Those always feel awful, too, when you flash at the very end and you die anyway.
Yep.
Because now it's like a death and a half, because now the next one's so much easier to get.
Yeah. I mean, you just call your jungler mid and you ult flash, right? Like, Bjergsen has his flash. Blue used Ignite and Flash and still died, and now they're wrapping around on him here.
Yep, just pull him on back. There's nothing to it. Sets it up perfectly with the Recon, too, so they can chain the CC. Blue's got no way out of that one, and Bjergsen sitting on 2 kills now.
Nothing they can do. They didn't even need the Flash, and Bjergsen still has his Flash. Now his ulti is back, so Blue comes back to lane. You've got to be worried about dying again. Yeah, the Herald will get dropped here, so it's just going to be actually used mid to get Bjergsen even further ahead, who is already quite ahead in this game. Another couple plates will fall down. XU can clear this up.
Yep.
But that can potentially buy them time to even take the Dragon here because they have bot push, they have mid push, and they are working on this Dragon. So first Cloud Drake of the game going to be going TL's way. They're now 2K ahead. Has been more reserved early game. You know, TL has had some really, really aggressive early games. They have been one of those kind of super fast-paced teams. But when you're playing Sivir, Azir, you do not need to make all those plays early, and they're just creating solid advantages.
Right, they're up 2,000 gold. They've got a Drake. They've got so much plate money here. Bjergsen's going to knock another one of those down here in mid. Should be the last one he gets. I don't expect 15 seconds to be enough time to take out an entire last plate. You can see Hoon almost able to get 1 plate up here, but honestly, not even getting a single plate as a Gnar into a melee matchup. Good for Bwipo.
Yeah, Bwipo's doing just fine up there. You know, at the same time, Hoon has played it respectfully, you know, has not been taken advantage of whatsoever, you know, not getting solo kill, not really getting punished, so has played it pretty darn well, and it's going to be up to Bwipo to actually get things done in team fights, so we'll see if he's going to be able to do that. Can ignore a lot of what Talia does and just kind of run straight at Talia, try to target her. I think it's going to be difficult for Bwipo to actually stick to spawn, but maybe if Santorin can set him up, they could get something done there.
Ooh, Hoon losing the chance to get his recall there. Getting interrupted a little bit means that he's not too happy about it. He'll lose a wave to this turret, I would expect, as XU marked by the Skarner slow, but no opportunity to chase that one down for any sort of a follow-up. He'll jump over the wall into the Krugs. Spawns up here to catch this wave as it crashes into the turret. Who's going to be sent down into the bottom lane? On's just going to keep on utilizing this lead. Shove it further. Continue building. You can see Bwipo will knock down the tier 1 turret in bottom before Hoon's able to get back. Again, a consequence of interrupting the back, making it so that he could not recall when he wanted to, and Team Liquid just keeps lining up these dominoes and knocking them over.
Yep, looking really, really strong. So let's go back to some Skarner facts here. So,
okay.
If I remember correctly, you had told me that when you're playing tank Skarner, you should go Emax, right?
No, this is outdated information.
That's outdated information.
Yeah, that's outdated information. So generally the Qmax, especially now that the dragons are updated and Skarner's a good solo dragon taker and everything like that, Qmax is going to give you faster clear speed. Generally these days, Emax is only going to be valuable if the entirety of the enemy team is ranged and wants to kite you, because you'll never be in range with the Q. I actually did a little bit of a VOD review session with I Will Dominate after one of the games where we were talking about Qmax versus Emax, and we looked at how often the E's and the Q's were hitting and the sort of overall damage output. So yeah, Q-Max is generally going to be what you want to go for here. He's maxing W second to get a little bit of extra tankiness, get a little bit of extra move speed. Generally, I find in a solo Q environment, E-Max second will actually be better for you because it's going to give you more uptime when you're stunned, a little bit more of a damage profile. What are you grinning so much for?
I'm just enjoying how much you're enjoying it. I'm giving my homie his time to shine here. It's not that often you get a Skarner game.
I know,
so I'm just going to ask you some Skarner questions and let you go.
Do we have, what runes is he running? I know he has Phase Rush and I know he has Hex
I got
Blast.
you, 1 second.
But, okay, yeah, so it's full movement speed, it's Water Walking, it's Celerity, it's Nimbus Cloak, exactly full movement speed, and then he's got Cosmic Insight. Okay, so yeah, he wants to make sure that he's getting more summoner spells, more opportunities to make those big plays. Comes up, he gets the stun, he butt twisted! That is why you do it! You pull him back, and now we might just die anyway. Oh my god, that was beautiful, Santorin, let's go! That was perfect! Oh, I'm gonna be making a lecture out of that one. You saw exactly why it's good.
Yeah, he had to flash over him and just got stunned on the other side.
Anyway, that is exactly why you do the butt twist. That is Skarner, the one mechanic in the game he has. That is it.
It's really funny because I remember tweeting something ages ago talking about how pros don't do the butt twist. It was like, I don't know, it was kind of making fun of how you always talk about the butt twist. But Santorin replied, I don't know, it's kind of making fun of how you always talk about the butt twist. But Santorin replied, and he's like, I do the butt twist? And I was like, do you do it in pro? I don't know if I've seen it. And he was like, oh, I'm not sure. But now he has something to point to.
He has. So let's take a look at this.
Let's get the butt twist in slow-mo. I want it zoomed in.
Right, so you have to mark them with the E first. He flashes, he pulls. Now watch at the very end, he's going to turn his character model around. He's going to flip his butt. Boom! Spawns on the other side of him. He flashes immediately, but you A-click the ground and you will auto-attack them and trigger your stun every single time. Flash cannot clear Skarner's model distance plus his base 125 AA range.
I'm not sure if you were more excited for this or the like base race at Worlds or the Danny pentakill at the Baron Pit. It's hard to tell which was like the bigger moment for you.
All I'm saying is KT and IG should have played Skarner.
KTIG, butt twist. It's hard. It's really hard to kind of compare these things, you know?
Look, I'm just so happy we finally got a pro game moment that can be used to clearly illustrate what it is and why to do it.
Yeah, and I mean, that's one of the things that I actually really like watching One Tricks for is you find these little mechanics that people have really put in tons and tons of games on a champion and they figured it out, right? And that's something that's so valuable anytime you're picking up a new champion. And a lot of top pros will tell you that they actually go to One Tricks when they're learning a new champion as well.
Yeah.
Because they can save you so much time with these little tricks that can win you games, that can win you fights, right? And this is one of them.
Right.
For those Skarner One Tricks out there.
It's one of those things where it's like, why would you want to put in the 200 games to notice this one little thing when you could ask a guy who's already done it, as Core JJ goes in and finds the knockup, but there's no backup to immediately guarantee any more damage. Spawns at 2/3 and walking away, while Bwipo and Santorin are making the kill happen underneath the tier 2. They'll walk around, and now they're coming in for the flank. They gotta be careful. Team Liquid is caught out of position, and Bwipo and Santorin will fall. Dig, get a bit of a turnaround.
Yeah, they're going deep for that, but Santorin and Bwipo were super low off the back end. Who was coming from one side, Spawn and them were on the other side, so no real way out, so they both end up going down. A little bit of gold back in the pockets of Dignitas, but this one is not close at all. 5K in the lead now for TL. They are cruising so far here against Dignitas. And picking up where they left off last week. TL having that 2-0 week last week, looking really strong. And it's exciting to see that Bwipo is, again, back on this Olaf. And I'm really interested to see if that's going to continue tomorrow, the next day, and on into playoffs, you know, getting him these comfort picks and really prioritizing that above what is the traditional meta.
And it plays into what Santorin was talking about that we heard right before the game. Hitting the stride in the right time. You don't want to feel like you're falling down into the trench right when playoffs is about to start, and Team Liquid's doing good.
Yeah, here it is one more time. Stridebreaker to start it out. They just took a lot of turret shots, so getting very low there. Even that final shot coming in after a triumph. So Bwipo is basically dead no matter which way he goes. I think in retrospect, you know, the comms are probably run to us. Maybe we can get you out. But I think it would have been better to actually just die to the Gnar instead of the Zeri. So maybe just try to exit out through the top. But TL back to the scene of the crime here, up towards that top side, invading, taking over vision, stealing away this red buff. Bwipo taking some damage here, but
he doesn't care too much about that. At any point, he can press the Ragnarok, be able to walk away from these handshakes, Renata ultis, anything like that. But Team Liquid still has a 5,000 gold lead. The Drakes are 1-1. Dignitas was at least able to stop a stack in that regard, as now Santorin just immediately going for the grab onto XU in the chain CC. Team Liquid perfectly layers it, makes it so there's no way for the Monkey King to drop the clone and try to get out.
Yep, no shot to escape from that one. Bjergsen pushing up on that top side. They are pushing in mid lane. They're pushing out bot lane as well now. TL playing through all 3 lanes. Bjergsen in top. They have this 3-man squad here, and they have Whippo now shoving up that bot lane, creating these pockets of pressure on the map that Dignitas has to look to answer. And when they're trying to move between these lanes, that's when TL is actually pouncing and really punishing them. And with the item completions coming through now, it's just going to get harder and harder. Shadow Flame done now for Bjergsen. He has a stopwatch on top. Hansama is already on 2 items. Whippo is already on 2 items. Shirelia done for Core JJ. So the items are really showcasing themselves now from that gold lead. And it does mean, you know, one more bad fight, one more bad pick. It could be Baron. It could be game over.
Shirelia Rakan plus Sivir ulti
So
with
much
2
move speed.
juggernauts on your team.
Yeah.
It really enables Santorin and Whippo to do what they want to do and close that gap onto Talia, onto Zeri, onto these champions that normally rely on keeping distance against champions who just want to run at you, right?
Yep, absolutely. And I do really, really like the choice here of the Stridebreaker. I think it's intelligent when you're playing against a lot of these range champions. You know, not only does it have that 40% active slow, you know, anytime you're dealing physical damage, you get 20 move speed, right? So you're getting a lot of extra move speed to have that sticking power onto these slippery champions because that's exactly what they need. They need to get those initial kills, otherwise the fights can get tough. Boone here.
Oh, Torin and Core JJ and Bjergsen, man, there's no way out for Biofrost. They'll pick him up easy as bottom side. Whippo versus Hoon. Hoon transforms as Whippo runs out of mana and runs out of his ultimate, so he has to disengage from this one. So bottom side essentially breaks even between these two. Whippo's ghost for the flash of Hoon is going to be a cooldown favorable trade for him. But Santorin and Bjergsen, they can just duo this Baron. This isn't too hard when you have Azir.
And Dignitas does, they have an idea that this is going on. They don't see Bjergsen on the map. They're trying to move over there, but they don't have vision. So it is risky here. As XU steps a little bit further forward, he could be at risk. They do get him off the Baron, though. Hans, again, just shoving in that mid lane constantly here. Sivir so strong in these later stages, just instantly killing out these waves.
She's not even Infinity Edge yet.
Yep, don't even need it. Dignitas just trying to reclaim some vision in their jungle, and they are able to at least move forward, but they don't know if TL is actually waiting, setting a trap. So they are going to be able to get into the Baron pick, clear out this ward, try to get down some wards to at least have a general idea of what's going on. But TL now have reset. They're going to be out on the map here once more. Another stopwatch purchased up. That's one on Hans now here too. Deadman's is done for Santorin, so more move speed. It's kind of the name of the game here for TL.
Yeah, pretty much the Skarner core build in pro play is going to be Kim Tank, Deadman's, and Force of Nature, those move speed tank items. Santorin stepping up here with the Deadman's plate. He doesn't have his Fire, but once Deadman's is fully stacked, your move speed is still going to be ferocious. So he can really pose a threat onto anybody that might be stepped up too far. As you can see, the Drake being soloed down by Whippo on the other side of the map, as the remaining 4 players on Team Liquid will just posture aggressively enough to keep Dig focused on this, right? Let Whippo take care of that dragon. That's no big deal. Everybody else just hanging out here.
Do you think Skarner looks more or less ferocious when he's going faster? Because like kind of has those little feet. He's just scuttling really fast. They're kind of just wiggling around.
Skritter, sneaky critter. He's just in your jungle, skrittering around, trying to find somebody out of position. He's menacing. He's menacing. Look at him. Go get him. Get him, Skarner.
I don't know if that's menacing.
No, dude.
He's kind of just wiggling around.
He's my little guy. All right, so they'll clear out everything in this enemy jungle. They'll take the Skarner Spires. They'll place down the vision.
Look at him go!
Critter, sneaky critter, get over here! Nice kill! See? Menacing.
That was very menacing, I'll give you that. That was one fast bug. Gets in there, grabs the Gnar, takes him down. Man, all that move speed stacked up. Shirelia pop, Sivir pop. In goes the Chem Tank as well. He is zooming in there.
And they knew that the flash was down because of the 1v1 with Whippo in the bottom lane previously. So they can guarantee that that's happening, as they still have to wait a little bit more before they can make another Skarner ult play, but they've got the damage through Bjergsen's Fed Azir to just force the turret over.
Yep, going to be able to knock that one down, no problem. Hans just splitting bot as Sivir here. He's just going to be pushing this in.
Split push Sivir?
Yeah, I mean, who cares? They're winning on all sides. Dignitas has had no answers, really, to the TL pressure here. They're just getting run out of this game, slowly bleeding out across the map. I've not really been able to find any big plays. To be honest, it's a team comp that's so reliant on vision control, because when you're playing a team comp that relies on flanks, you have to have TP wards, you have to have vision denial, so that Wukong and Gnar can be coming from different angles and, you know, getting in on top of them. And that's the only way they can really proactively make plays, you know, catching people out with that setup, plus the Leo wall, etc. But because TL has absolutely dominated the vision game, they haven't really had that opportunity. The guy doesn't shout about me the way Captain Flower shouts about Skarner. I don't even want him, to be honest. Facts, Erica.
You know, that's one of the things that I always get is people on the internet saying that they wish they had somebody love them as much as I love this, like, make-believe purple scorpion. Hey, man, I'm not shy. I'm flaunting it.
True.
Santorin,
it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, Santorin's just going to zone him away here because they don't even need him to take down the Baron. As long as he's got eyes on XU, they know that there won't be a smite steal away from this one. Sivir ulti's just going to be used to get Santorin back to the pit, guarantee the smite secure for TL. Nice, clean take of the Baron there. No way for Dig to really contest it. And Isaac, we're 26 minutes into the game with a 9,000 gold lead. Options are running out for Dignitas, and they're running out fast.
And that's why they're all 5 running straight towards Core JJ, seeing if they can get a pick there. A little bit optimistic, but
options are running out.
Options are running out.
in.
Yeah, exactly. Here's an option. Let's go.
Let's get him, boys. All right, Core JJ's just running out there. Santorin will continue.
We're about to see them die.
Keeping an eye on everybody. XU already used Clone. Biofrost with a handshake on Santorin to just stop him from getting in as fast as he wants to. Let's see if they'll keep chasing on the side of TL. They won't be able to close that distance in time. Bjergsen going to be the split man here. As you can see, 3 here in mid. Whippo's in the enemy jungle, sort of still hanging around with mid. Bjergsen setting up the push top, utilizing the Baron split.
Oh, here comes
Whippo
XU.
backs up. Okay, XU just walks in. Hey, guys, what's up? Not a
Hey,
whole
I'm
lot.
flanking the Olaf, and the Olaf is up 3 levels.
He's only got 3,500 health, guys. I'm on him.
Not menacing.
I'm here.
Fast Skarner, menacing.
Yep.
A level 12 Wukong, not menacing.
No, not menacing at all. Skarner is the
building out
absolute
a tier
value of
list.
Wukong's menace. He is just, he's there, he's terrifying. Wukong's just sort of hanging out.
Yep.
Well, Hans Sama, speaking of scaling, Hans Sama's at that point like you were talking about where the whole wave just evaporates. Yeah. There's not even a point looking at
this. He has 335 CS. It is 28 minutes into the game. So
yeah, that's a pretty good,
he's got some
pretty good rate.
Yeah.
He's also got the stopwatch in the inventory, so it's hard to do anything back. Flash ulti coming out from Santorin. Spawn's going to be pulled in. Won't be killed off just yet. Team Liquid lose 2. They didn't go in with enough of their guys. They were too overconfident and did get the punish. Now they'll try to find Whippo here as well. Blue brings down the wall to buy enough time for everybody else to close the gap. Dignitas need to bring everybody to this party. Whippo is a very strong Viking. He's doing a good job stepping away from these. Oh my God, he's just walking away from them. 1v5, Whippo! He won't get the kill because of the bailout.
It's never a fair fight. Never a fair fight.
Oh my God. Yeah, bring 5 next time.
Yeah. 5 and you're using the bailout. Meet me in the Baron pit, bro.
Yeah, 1v1. Let's see how good you guys do. 4v1. Let's see how you do with 4 of you.
Yeah. True.
Nice take on the inhib, though, while it was happening. So here's another look at what happened. Santorin, he was ready to go, but they just didn't have the damage to get it done. XU did a great job.
Exactly. XU really did a good job there, zoning him out. And then Hans Sama, the traitor, just deletes Core JJ, gets hit by the Renata ult. He just absolutely obliterated him, and now it is Dig starting up the Dragon here. Hoon is charging up the Narbar, does have TP. Do they have a flanking ward? There's one over by the red buff. They're just going to TP straight in on this.
Okay.
But now they're kind of in an awkward spot because they're kind of zoned out away from their base. Core JJ is flanking, and they're going to TP in the Olaf. They're going to look for a fight here.
They found Biofrost here at the start. Handshake's going to buy him a moment to get back with the rest of the team. Bjergsen and Hans Sama got to be careful. The carries are alone. Oh, Hoon didn't know the damn thing. Now he's going to be pulled right back into Team Liquid's arms. He's dead. XU's dead. Biofrost is dead. And Spawn and Blue are running into the wrong jungle on the wrong side of the map.
They're between a rock and a Skarner.
Oh, and Skarner might have the range of a rock, but he's a lot scarier. Get in there, Skarner. Whippo's going to run him down with Ragnarok. Spawn jumps over the wall. He'll
keep going, Skarner. You can do it, bud.
Get him, Skarner. Bjergsen's in the enemy base. He's going to take this one out together with Hans. Nobody should be able to respawn in time to stop it. They don't have the Baron anymore, but who even needs it? Spawn's just running away from everybody else back towards his own base.
Skarner will catch him by the time he gets a rework.
What is this yakety stacks chase sequence?
Get him, Santorin!
Go get him, Santorin! Spawn's trying to get away. Renata ulti comes out. Bjergsen going in. Alley-oops him
They
straight
got
back
him.
into the wall. Biofrost likely to die here first, but Spawn's not going to drop in time. Team Liquid takes the game in 30 minutes.
Oh, it's a stomp. TL looking so strong here today. 10K up by the end of that one. Flexing on him with the Skarner. TL felt like they were in full control, start to finish. Hansam and Core JJ created a massive bot lane advantage. Almost ended with the Flame Horizon, just 4 CS off at the very end of it all.
Bjergsen was doing the same in mid. He was solo killing blue. He was forcing flashes out in damned situations to begin with. Honestly, just showcasing the skill gap between these teams. Like, Team Liquid's a contender. They're turning on at the right time, and they were able to just smash Dig out of this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I thought after we saw the draft, we see the Olaf pick. I thought, okay, they're going to play towards this aggressive pick on the top side. They're going to try to really go at Hoon. But Hoon was kind of just chilling up in the top side, farming. TL didn't spend their time up there. It's Bjergsen getting a solo kill in mid, as you said. And it was Hansama and Core JJ creating such a large 2v2 advantage, getting a big CS advantage, that attracted the junglers. That brought Santorin down there to really hammer it home. They pull off that dive. And all of a sudden, Zeri is completely out of it. And without the Zeri, it's like that was their true threat, I think, to this kind of Juggernaut comp, is that Zeri had to be able to really take over in some of these team fights. And we saw when Zeri's really the only threat, no QSS available, well, Skarner can answer that pretty easily when Flash is up.
And that's what I really like, just the comp from TL. It was very cohesive. It was very coherent.
A lot of speed up.
2 Juggernauts, speed up on Sivir's ulti. Rakan buying Shirelia's, making sure he gives him another go button. And then Bjergsen's just on his ear. Just in case this entire run-at-you Looney Tunes style doesn't work, you've still got the guy who got voted best all-time mid laner in North America playing one of the scalingest champions in the game. Exactly. We've got plan B, and B stands for Bjergsen.
Where's the trust, There shouldn't be a plan B. It should be Zillion.
Bjergsen,
Zillion mid.
Just make Skarner even faster. Exactly. We're heading to a break right now, but when we return, we got the king of the jungle, Santorin, in our Verizon post-game interview. We'll see you there.
That's menacing.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Render unto me what is mine. Let's go.
Oh my God, the pop-up.
Needs to make those big plays. Comes up, he gets the stun. Hitbot twisted. That is why you do it. You pull him back, and now we might just die anyway. Oh my God, that was beautiful. Santorin, let's go.
Hey, Ash, what's your plan?
A new and very serious game, Jake from State Farm, but these in-game purchases are wrecking my wallet. I can't keep sparkling, Jake. I need a sparkle.
State Farm has options like combining home and auto, so you get a rate that fits your budget.
Very nice. The gameplay is really strategic, I swear.
For surprisingly great rates that fit any budget, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
good on the Poppy lately.
It's so good on everything.
Yeah, that's obviously already taken out. He is just good generically with the troop. But they're going to be able to try targeting a little bit more. See if they can knock him down a bit here. EG on the other side, of course, they already have their top laner, so they could target Licorice a little bit.
Right.
Licorice has been, I would say, one of the guys who is pretty flexible up in top lane. He has played quite a bit of Sejuani, but then a number of different style carries, and he had the Kayle game. He's had Fiora, Gwen, Relia, so he is willing to play quite a lot of different stuff. I'm just not sure what he would want to play, into this Sejuani. Like, if he would actually be willing to go full scaling towards something like a Kayle, playing that into a tank matchup can be pretty comfortable. If you're willing to go full on late game with the Sivir, but that would mean they're very light on engage, so it would be a lot on Olay to really try to get that done.
And as we're talking about a lot on Olay, 2 engaged supports in Alistar and Nautilus banned away, one by either side. And then you already mentioned the Ornn, and Trundle is the last ban of the draft coming out from Golden Guardians, which leads me to believe they had to be thinking that EG would pick it as number 4, because otherwise you love to take Trundle into Sejuani yourself.
Well, and I also think it means that they're going to go a tank top. Yeah. Right? Because if you're going to go a tank top here for
I accidentally dropped.
Pai e mãe, faz assim, ó. Rápido, faz.
Posso macetar? Oi! Posso macetar? Oi! Posso macetar? Oi! Pegue o martelinho!
Ânimos aqui tão um pouco exaltados.
Eu também te amo muito.
Ela geme, ela gritava, eu empurro. Calma.
E abraço o Grêmio, pai do Inter. Ah, Christian, aí tem. E abraço o Grêmio, pai do Inter. Ah, Christian.
Ready? Sou pequeno demais.
Sean, what's up? Oh yeah, he's strong as fuck, bro. People think he don't.
Só queria dar uma informação sobre o ano que vem, porque as pessoas são surpreendidas, né? Vai ter campeonato ano que vem. Houve uma reunião essa semana na CBF, na segunda.
Vai, Chico. Aí, solta que ele pega. Olha, aí o Chico pescando peixe, ó. Aqui na região de Paraupeba, município de Paraupeba. Vai, Chico, vai. Pega, Chico. Puxa, Chico, vai. Puxa a linha, filha da puta. Puxa o peixe, puxa. Puxa. Aí. Eita, mano. Pega o peixe, rapaz. Traz pra fora, traz. Traz. Vai, Chico. Aí, solta que ele pega. Vai, Chico. Aí, solta que ele pega. Olha, aí o Chico pescando peixe, ó. Aqui na região de Paraupeba, município de Paraupeba. Vai, Chico, vai. Pega, Chico. Puxa, Chico, vai. Puxa a linha, filha da puta. Puxa o peixe, puxa. Puxa. Aí. Eita, mano. Pega o peixe, rapaz. Traz pra fora, traz. Traz.
for those and stacking.
Go. It's gonna be really fast. And if you're doing those quick trades, non-social shield really nice to jump in with non-social shield, be able to get that damage down. You know, block a lot of the return damage that is coming across. That can really start to push things in your favor more and more. Like looking great. Mookie and Closer trying to move up here towards that top side to see if Takui was overextending, but he is not. No. And instead, they're actually just pushing on the other side of the map. Again, they're looking for that cross-map play, pushing in bot here, you know, establishing vision control. There's no wards in this section. And this whole area is all FlyQuest, so they're going to be able to grab that no problem. And there's not much of a threat right now of the Baron being taken down. It is something that FlyQuest will have to watch out for later, though.
Awesome mid-game coming out here from FlyQuest for what we've got so far. There's another Drake in their pocket. That one's going to go over to Jose, picking it up for him. Takui just continues farming. Void Staff's second item. He does not want them to be able to build any sort of MR, whether it's a Wit's End on the split push Gnar, whether it's just more tank items on the Trundle, plus the extra MR he's going to have from Subjugate naturally. They want to make sure LeBlanc is a threat to anyone and everyone.
Yep, absolutely. And being able to actually grab up, you know, that Mountain Dragon is also really, really effective for the Sejuani, right? It looks like it's a good like 20 MR or something like that he got, as well as, you know, 20, 30 armor. So quite a significant amount, you know, being actually amplified there because he does get that percentage increase. I think it also affects his passive. So pre-passive, it's going to be even more powerful. But of course, Closer will be looking to steal away those stats.
That's what they got to watch out for. Trundle sapping Sejuani's defenses, making it more difficult for Philip to front line. But FlyQuest need to keep going with this lead. You've got a 5,000 gold lead. It's 23 minutes into the game. That is very, very scary. If we get to a 45-minute game state and it's still a 5,000 gold lead, well, that doesn't mean as much anymore.
Yeah, you start to really get worried about what Azir can do in those later stage games as well. Abadaga has really taken over in a couple of the Azir games, had some of his best performances on it this champion.
We remember 100 Thieves versus Evil Geniuses. Abadaga quadra kill on the top side of the jungle. The bailout from the Renata from Huhi, making it so he could get that quadra kill and stay alive. It's like, this guy is very scary on this champion. They do not want to allow him the chance to claw back into this game.
And he's going for, you know, a very kind of late game style build. It's Deathcap second, right? He's just been chilling farming. He's not going defensive. He is going for a max DPS build. This is not like Banshee Zonias like what we saw from JoJo. This is really looking to max out in the damage here. Really set himself up for that late game. When you hit 3 items and you've gone Deathcap, you are really going to ramp up, but he has to be a bit careful here of Takui, who is on 2 items of his own and looking to hunt.
Jumps in, bops him for 60% of his health, but now Takui's got to be careful. He flashes away, slow from the Zeri laser, but Takui is safe. Manages to disengage from 100 Thieves there. Also want to point out 100 Thieves building the items that we were kind of calling out and expecting them to. Wits End second on the Gnar. Closer building more armor specifically because he knows LeBlanc doesn't want to try to assassinate a Trundle that's honestly still going to have a ton of MR just from subjugating Sejuani.
Yeah, and it wasn't actually the Mikhail's rush. You know, he's just going Shirelia's. I think the answer was just go cleanse on FBI, and then you don't need to go for the Mikhail's. Yeah. You know, on the Yumi. Will be interesting to see if he actually decides to go for that second, though, because it still can be very valuable for someone like if Abadaga or someday or whoever does get caught up with that. It is a very easy answer to that Sejuani ult. Abadaga now looking to hunt for Takui here, who is getting pretty low. Remember, it has no flash, so has to play it somewhat defensively as he has been chipped down. This battle really is about the poke on that top side. You know, it's not like he's so fed that he can just 100 to 0 the Azir. So it is about these back and forth trades until one person gets the other low enough that they can threaten to kill, and then that gains them priority in the lane, which allows them to push it out.
Well, Sivir just acquired Infinity Edge. We got the notification on the screen a few seconds ago. Johnson is at the 3-item hyper carry power spike, right? This is where I really want to see FlyQuest look to make some big move. Look to force him to come respond to you at a Baron or something like that. But do it in a way that's not risky, because objective bounties are up, and that is one of the ways that the game can fall away from you.
And there's a couple bounties here, even just to grab off the champions. Johnson has a 400 gold bounty, I assume just from like farm. You know, he has the 1 kill. But he has 305 CS at 26.5.
These Sivers are farming like crazy.
Yeah, they just hoover up all the CS. You can see on the 100 Thief side, it's Closer that's kind of giving up his farm, right? Like he's down quite a bit of farm. And that's going in the pockets of FBI as well as Abadaga. But Diego has a lot of farm, and all the laners have a ton as well. Takui is over 10 CS per minute. Johnson is at like 12, so is pretty impressive how much farm they're finding on the map, how efficient they are being with it. Philip now in a position to potentially flank, but will be pushed out by Someday.
Yeah, he knows that he can't survive against all 500 Thieves players right there with his team not right on top of him too. So he just Arctic Assaults back over the wall.
They're trying to threaten Baron for a Dragon trade, but I feel like
that
doesn't usually work out like these days. I can't even remember the last time I saw this work out when the team goes to Baron, because honestly what every single team does is just send one person to solo the Dragon and then everyone else goes and answers the Baron.
Well, Philip goes over the wall. They're going in. They're looking for Abadaga, but they won't be able to find him. Closer has to flash away. Philip's going to be taking the wall. They're going in.
Solo the Dragon, and then everyone else goes and answers the Baron.
Well, Philip goes over the wall. They're going in. They're looking for Abadaga, but they won't be able to find him. Closer has to flash away. Philip's going to be taken low. Wild Grove keeps him alive. They're still looking to fight, and they grab the first kill on the enemy top laner. FBI gets paid, and FlyQuest may have made a mistake. 100 Thieves, they get one for nothing, and they're heading back down to the Dragon.
Yeah, Philip finds the angle to actually land the ulti on Abadaga, but they cannot burst him down without him falling. They're able to pull back. There's no shot that they're going to be able to make that Baron happen. And I don't think Takui and Afro are going to try to zone, but they are going to have to get off that. You don't kill that nearly fast enough. So they lose the kill. They do lose the Dragon here as well. And it is that flat armor NMR going the way here of 100 Thieves. That is a very big deal against this LeBlanc, who is so reliant on the burst. We can watch this one more time. The initial engage, very, very good. Find the angle onto the Azir. Remember, he doesn't have cleanse, so they want to try to go for that. But the follow-up is too slow. Takui cannot get in. And this is the problem now. You're outranged. Look at Johnson here. How hard it is as the Sivir to walk through those Azir soldiers. The Azir soldiers get placed like that, and you can't even auto attack, right? Yeah. The Zeri as well outranges you heavily, especially once you start getting those stacks up. You get lethal tempo up. So it is very difficult for Johnson, even though he is very fed, to be able to fight into the Azir and into the Zeri, and that's kind of my concern for this comp as the game gets longer. So, going back to what you were talking about earlier, they do need to continue pushing the pace of the game and make the most of this lead now. Because it is frightening as a Sivir to try to step forward and auto attack against a 3-item Azir.
Much heavier damage build for FBI's Zeri compared to Danny's from last game too, as Abadaga face checks, and he may just die. Oh, not quite. He's still burning.
Okay.
Red Smite nerf. He's pretty happy for that Red Smite nerf.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get it. And on the bottom side, Someday takes down a tower. They will lose their top tier 2. They did get an objective bounty for that, though, so it's not an even trade. 100 Thieves going to be able to claw back some more gold. Looks like it's in towards armor now for Someday, knowing he's got to pay some respect to the Sivir, who can be such a menace in the team fights. Even just with those boomerang blades, as well as kind of the bounces on the auto attacks, really does scale up towards those late game and can start kind of AoE down the whole team. If you have no armor, you are really at threat.
And I like what you talk about with the Sivir not being able to move in past the Azir soldiers, because the shorter range a champion is, the more powerful zone control is as a tool against them, right? And when we look at all these champions, Sivir is a very short range AD carry. LeBlanc is a mage that must jump in to attack you. Viego's a melee fighter. Philip on a melee tank. Like, all of these are short range, and Abadaga, now with a third completed item, a Banshee's Veil, not that pure glass cannon like the Hat second is going to lead you to believe. Instead, itemizing a little bit more defensively now, and that's also such a pain in the butt for LeBlanc.
Yeah, absolutely. It does become very, very difficult to deal with, and a 0 on 3 items, it's very similar to how it kind of works. I always feel like with these Infinity Edge marksmen, that is really where you kind of come online and start becoming such a difficult champion to deal with. They're trying to look for another engage, though.
They can't find Abadaga, but Closer eats a ton of damage instead. FBI and the rest of 100 Thieves are able to stay alive as Someday walks over. So 100 Thieves survived the attempted playmaking from FlyQuest. They spent the Sivir ulti on that.
Oh, they find a nice ulti.
Nice grab. Abadaga. He just dies at the very start. That's not what 100 Thieves wanted. But FlyQuest get a critical kill. Now with the enemy mid laner down, if they pick up Closer, oh, baby, it smells like a Baron. Or do they even need it? FlyQuest marching down mid lane.
Yeah, they're pushing down mid. Would they try to go for more than the inhib here? They are basing. I think they're going to TP. They might actually try to look for the end. I think they're going to go for it. They're positioning to try to end the game here. The teleport coming in. Might need to just save that for one of the minions, because FBI could potentially clear this out.
FlyQuest is ready to go. FBI's going to have a hero Zeri moment here. He's down to 25%. He flashes away. Someday into the stopwatch, keeping himself alive. Philip's going to die. FlyQuest, they get inhibitor and they get one Nexus turret, but 100 Thieves stops them.
Yeah, I think they needed to save that teleport onto one of the minions, because the minions got cleared out there. He TP'd too early, so once you're at the Nexus towers, if he TP'd onto a minion, to give that immunity, might be able to hang around a little bit longer. They try to go for that ballsy call. They know the scaling may be in the favor of 100 Thieves, so they try to look to end it. They can't quite do it. But credit to Philip, man. He's been on point with these Sejuani ults. Like, he is the solo engage, and he's found Abadaga multiple times in a row. This time they actually did find the CC chain, as I think it was Afro gets up there with the polymorph. But now, 100 Thieves are going to look for a counter Baron because there's no TP on Philip, and he's down for 15. But Takui
getting good damage on closer, but not good enough to take him down. 100 Thieves with control of the Baron.
No
still. Baron at half HP. Takui now zoned away. Hosdiodo looking for a chance to maybe
Look
go
at the
in.
soldiers right here.
They're not going to risk it. They're not going to risk it. They know that if they all int into 100 Thieves and die here, 100 Thieves might just win the game.
Absolutely. They couldn't get past that line of soldiers there. They don't have the range to fight through them. Can they actually get down and at least get the dragon? Because now it makes it so costly. Like, yes, they got an inhib. Yes, they did get that Nexus Tower, so they get some more gold, but 100 Thieves take down the Baron. It's getting later and later in the game. This is going to buy them a lot of time, and if 100 Thieves also get this next dragon, that puts them at soul point here. FlyQuest is in a really tough spot. I mean, they committed TP to try to end. They could have taken the Baron for free and just kind of incrementally increased their advantage. They tried to go for the throat, and now Takui chunked out. He has no TP. This is 100 Thieves Dragon, so they're on soul point. They've got double mountain against LeBlanc. This is getting really dicey now.
And I mean, mid lane inhibitor is the least valuable inhibitor to take anyway. Everybody's already shoving it out, especially against a champion like Azir. The super minion doesn't even take him longer than 2 seconds to kill it, right? So this is just extra farm flowing into them. I feel like I've got to agree with you here. The choice to go for the end without having to teleport on top of the Nexus turrets, without being able to finish, may just be what comes back to bite FlyQuest, as 100 Thieves still down 5,000 gold. Their Baron power plays at plus 1,200, so not super impressive considering the objective itself is worth 15. But like you said, soul point means a lot. That guarantees us a team fight if we get 4.5 minutes further.
And the biggest thing, honestly, in my opinion, is just that there's nothing to fight for 5 minutes. So it's just 5 more minutes of 100 Thieves chilling and farming with Azir, right? Like, I think this benefits them really, really heavily. You know, the Sivir is obviously a great scaler, but we've seen it's very difficult for her to get in. So Takui is playing a good game, and he's going to have to continue to do this. He's going to have to continue to get aggressive and get these chunks because they just can't take full HP, front-to-back team fights whatsoever against this squad. It's going to be very difficult to navigate. But without any way to make them come out of the base, vision control doesn't really matter, so they just sit mid, they farm up all the supers, they continue to scale up. IE is now done for FBI, so he's on 4 items. You can see Abadaga is working on his 4th as well. I mean, Johnson is super, super strong, but it's very difficult to fight past those Azir soldiers. And honestly, even just navigating the Trundle Pillar can be really, really annoying. Like, if you try to go past it and just get Trundle Pillared in with the soldiers hitting you, you're toast.
Well, we have Guardian Angel for Hosdiodo, so that will give him the chance to jump in more recklessly into the fight, try to get that damage down that they need. But really, my eyes are on Philip again. It's got to be another big Sejuani.
But who can get the Banshees off? There's Cleanse on Zeri and there's Banshees on Abadaga. So if you can't poke off the Banshees, you can't even try to engage, right? So it has to be Takui goes in, knocks off the Banshees, then during that window, you find a Sejuani ult, and you lock him down 100-0 and kill him. Like, that's your way to do it.
It's tough.
Which starts feeling like a really narrow win condition, because Sejuani ult on anyone else actually doesn't matter.
Remember what I was talking about around 23 minutes when I said 5,000 gold lead looks good now, but later on it won't look as good?
And Mikhail's is coming as well. Mikhail's is going to be the second item for Hui. I think it's super smart because then even if Banshee's is off, even if it hits someone else, you know, he's got to be closing in on that pretty soon. Yumi, even if you want to give gold to it, it's pretty hard to give gold to Yumi. Not the best last hitter. But you know, if you give a little bit of gold to get that Mikhail's, it's actually a pretty important buy.
2.5 minutes to get there. 4,000 gold lead for FlyQuest, 1 Drake lead for 100 Thieves. These super carries in Azir and Zeri are both looking really strong. You can see Abadaga working towards that 4th big completed item, blasting one in the inventory for him. Stopwatch up for Johnson. So if he can try to get in there and just lay down the DPS nice and early, he can try to survive the soldiers after, maybe, but man, it's hard.
And he has Bloodthirster, so that's something working for him. And there's no healing debuff really on the other side, besides the Ignite from Yumi, but like, who cares? That's not going to be on you.
Mikhail's done.
Mikhail's done, and QSS done, on someone who has Cleanse, and a Banshees, and a Stopwatch on the jungler, and then a tank top. Who do you ult, right? Like,
it's just so hard.
It's so hard. Like, you're now in one of these windows where you're like, okay, now you need to poke off the Banshees, ult him, get the Mikhail's, then before the Mikhail's is back up, do that again.
It's
right? Like it's really, really, really hard. So 100 Thieves in a great position. That being said, hey, there's also the X factor of Takui. If he can actually, like, you know, really chunk someone down, he's got the right ricochets coming in from Sivir. You never know what could happen, but the angles are going to be few and far between. And 100 Thieves just has to play slow and steady, use the pillar to create space, use the pillar to deny FlyQuest from really being able to pile in, and then utilize the Zeri and the Azir's massive range advantage here over this 500 attack range Sivir.
Well, we've also got Rylai's Crystal Scepter done for Azir, so once the soldiers are on you, it is that much more difficult to get away. Drake now under 1 minute. This one has to be some kind of a fight. We've got FlyQuest in the bottom side river first. Mid laners squaring off here in this 1v1 top side as 100 Thieves. They might be looking for the Baron pit, too.
Baron potentially, and they're going to spawn around the same time. You know, I think for sure FlyQuest has to fight for it, but 100 Thieves doesn't. Like, they could give it up and try to go for something else if they're just down to just continue scaling. I mean, they've played this game so slow, right? So, like, they are happy to just wait for 6 items, I think. But it looks like everyone is here mid lane to skirmish.
Okay.
Takui does have TP, and there are some good wards. He's TPing very deep here. He's going to actually go to threaten the base, I think. So he's going to try to play a little bit of shenanigans around that. Going to try to draw Someday back, but he is spotted on that pink ward now over by the blue buff. So they have eyes on him. Someday can push that out, and he still has his teleport available. Plus, there is a TP ward here over in this area, right behind that dragon. So he could try to prep the Narbar here and be ready to TP if they want to go for it.
Takui making it look like he's... On the Drake, he didn't complete it. Abadaga getting jumped on, half HP still left to Kui over the wall. Philip gets the kill. Abadaga's down, and 100 Thieves have to fight
Here's
him.
Johnson. He got him.
FBI's gone. The carries are gone. 100 Thieves are gone. And FlyQuest, they found the window and kicked that mother in. Triple kill back over to Johnson. Closure dies. GG FlyQuest.
FlyQuest have done it. They're going to
fighter. Philip on a melee tank. Like all of these are short range can't. That's critical kill. Now with the enemy. Mid laner down. If they pick up close, like
him here, do it. But
fly quest, then he flash. Oh, Evan,
look for the end. You just have this on to one of the minions because the minion to clear this out. And the game going to teaching down
bear in mid lane. 100 Thieves. FBI
gonna come on that. I very like with these
Conics over on that. So 100 Thieves survive the nice but flop ones are wings.
Flashing down mid. Might actually try to look for the. I need you to have to stop one neck of the mid. He falls. He can't engage. It was Philip
to take to Queen Biscuit. They know.
Absolutely. They couldn't get past that. Get down to that. He's got the neck later in the game and just chunked out the
valuable super having the like 1200 sold
on 100. You know, playing a good game can't take, and he's gonna be succeed. It's very difficult for him. Have to continue. However, Big Temps is working on continue to be very difficult. He's now here, so past it
and might try to get that
right. So you find feeling like a real.
Remember, look is good
because then even if you
Madrid can really story for him. DPS,
so that's gonna be on band
so hard.
Use the pillar to and 100 a massive range advantage.
Still separate in the
area. If
O que foi?